everyone, it's Jen from Practical by Default, and I am so excited to be here today. So, a few weeks ago, Shelly from There's No Place Like Home tagged me in a video, homeschool video tag. And so in that tag, she gives you 10 questions to answer. If you want to leave the answers to the questions in the comments, that would be great. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jen from practicalbydefault.com. That's where I share practical solutions for the working homeschool mom. And I live in Canada, and today it is cold and wet and rainy and it's freezing, but at least it's not snowing, so that's good. Okay, so the first question she asks was, were you homeschooled? Technically, I was not homeschooled in the sense that most of us understand homeschooling. So I went to public school for a while, and then I had correspondence. And so you have to remember that this was back before when everybody had a computer. So I had textbooks, and then I had to handwrite the letters out, all the lessons, and mail them away, and then wait like 5 to 7 business days to hear them back, to find out if the answers were correct, or if I had to go on, or if I could move on, or if I had to redo them. And so at that time, when you received the book, you did every single lesson in them, and then you had to do every single question, and then you had to send it away to a marker, and then they would snail mail it back to you. So it took forever. So I did that for a little while, and then I returned back to the public school system for grade 11 and 12. So was I homeschooled? Kind of. I did school at home by myself. But yeah, so that's the answer to that question. I don't know, you can interpret that any way you like. So question number 2 was, did I always know that I would homeschool my kids? Yes, I knew I would not homeschool my kids. I always said I would never, ever, ever do that because homeschooled kids are weird, obviously. What is that saying? They say never say never. So right up until I took my son to register him for kindergarten, or primary is what we call it here. I took him in, and there were some issues with the fact that he could read and write and knew his colors, and no one else did. So the teacher there suggested that I homeschool him, at which point I told her she was insane because I have absolutely zero patience, and I could never do that. And then I went home and told my husband, and he said I should try it, at which point I informed him he was insane. So 10 years later, here I am homeschooling both kids, and I absolutely love it. So question 3 was, what are your 3 favorite books from your homeschool library? I love to read. I do not like to read about homeschooling, usually. One book I do have is not in my, it's not like, I have an ebook, and it's the Homeschool Highway. It has a really long name. That has, at this very moment, totally slipped my mind. It's by Amy Digman. I have a video somewhere around about why I love it, and it's an awesome book, and if you homeschool, I highly recommend it. I'll put the link in the description when I go back in and edit it so you can take a look at what I'm talking about. And it makes you feel like you're totally normal for all the fears that you have about homeschooling, and how everybody has their unique approach, and how that's really vital. The other book that I absolutely love is The Well-Trained Mind. So it's this one here. You can see I have all my tags in it. This is an older version. It's not the newest one. I don't use it the way that you're supposed to. It says it's for classical education, which I'm not a classical educator. But I love it because it has really taught me a lot about the learning styles of my children. Along with it gives you example schedules. As you can see here, it has all the different lists of books and stuff, and it's huge, and it's good from K to 12 and beyond, so it's really awesome. So that is probably the only book that when people say, you know, what books do I need to homeschool, I usually tell them to go ahead and see if they can get it at the library so they can test it first and see if it works for them. So that's it for me. Number 4, are you the only teacher or does your spouse help or do you use tutors or outsource in some way? I am the only teacher. I don't use a tutor. I do use a lot of online programs and a lot of online courses, I guess you might say. So we use like Easy Peasy and Schoolhouse Teachers and my Excel, and so there's lots of interactions and I guess you would say teachers through that. But otherwise, I'm responsible for making sure they have everything set and all their programs. But my kids are older now, so they have a lot to say too. So I guess, yeah, I outsource to the computer and those programs online. Let me see. Number 5. Where is your favorite place to buy homeschool curriculum? I have had a few videos about this, but my favorite places is online. I like Amazon. And I like christianbook.com, and then I love used bookstores or, bargain sales and things like that. So those would be about my favorite places. Do you have a set budget for your homeschool? I do, yes. Up until last year, it was $250 Canadian a year. This year, because they both hit high school, it's $500, so we doubled it. I'm hoping to stay way below that, but it gives me lots of wiggle room. And so that's Canadian. So if you're American, that's less because of our dollar. Okay, so what are the 2 must-have homeschool supplies for you? A library card, because it saves me so much money, and besides I love the library, but you can get books, you can get games, you can get programs, you can get movies, you can get CDs, you can get audiobooks. There's so much there. And I feel that it's completely vital for your homeschool to have a library card. My second must-have thing, if I can bundle it all, is internet. And then something to use the internet with. So like a device of some sort, computer, tablet, cell phone. The kids use so many online programs that this is needed. And then of course a printer, and ink, if I can squeeze it in as a bonus, number 3, so I can print off like notebooking pages, schedules, worksheets, that kind of thing. What is my favorite subject to teach? I don't know. History, I think. I used to hate history in school. It was horrible. It was boring. But this year we're using, right from the beginning, somebody told me, because when I first started homeschooling, I was like, I don't know, I hate history. I don't know how to teach it. I couldn't remember anything about it. And so this mom said, try Story of the World. You are going to love it. And I love it. We're on the 4th one of Story of the World, and it's really freaking me out a little because next year we have to do Canadian history, and Canadian history is boring. And everyone I say, I've been asking, please help me find non-boring Canadian history, and mostly I've been getting laughs. So I'm thinking that's going to be a problem. But history is my favorite subject to teach so far. The one I absolutely hate, I'm looking around to see if my daughter's listening, is art. I'm not good at it. I don't understand it, but it's something that I do with my daughter, so once I get over that feeling, then it works out really good. And so, yeah, it's kind of our one-on-one time. So she'll dig out all the supplies, and we're just about finished a bird unit study where we've been drawing and learning facts about birds and coloring, so it's been really fun. So that's my least favorite subject to teach. Number 9 was, are you involved in co-ops or homeschool groups? And what has been your experience in these? I have never done a co-op. I have not done a local homeschool group. Most of my homeschool groups are online. My absolutely favorite group is my own. It's the Working Homeschool Mom Club, and so that's where a bunch of us hang out. We work and we homeschool, and work can be crafting or working at home or working outside the home, blogging. Some are teachers, some are nurses. There are so many different varieties of moms and homeschooling and working, and seeing them all overcoming the struggles of balancing and juggling all those things. It's so encouraging. It's my favorite place online to hang out because they get me. You know, they get the fact that it's hard to be a mom, and then you have all those roles, and then to be a homeschooler where you're like, okay, I'm going to take on the education of my child, so you have all that responsibility, and then you have a work, which could be bosses and clients and, you know, customers and deadlines and all the challenges that come with that. So that's my favorite place to hang out online. It's super encouraging, and yeah, we love it. And so then there are other groups that I absolutely love. Jackie Lee has a secular, relaxed homeschool group that I absolutely adore. It's just a great place to hang out, which is really funny because I'm not secular. I'm one of those people that fall in between. I'm not really a religious homeschooler. I have my own religion. I teach that to my children, but I don't look for religion in my curriculum. If it's in there, we deal with it, and I'm not totally secular either. So, but I hang out and learn lots of things, so that's a lot of fun. And then we have Amy Milsick. She has a Rock Your Homeschool group, which is phenomenal for encouragement and fun. She teaches you that it's fun to homeschool and to be a fun mom, and it's okay to be wacky, and I'm kind of wacky, even though you may not know that. I'm the one that dances at the grocery store and makes faces at my kids and totally embarrasses them because that's my job. And so she makes it okay to be that way. And then there's Amy Digman's group, the Homeschool Mom. She's awesome. And there's Anne, has a high school group. And so yeah, I get most of my groups out online. And as for the kids, they do like free skate groups and they do crafting groups, but those kids are not just homeschooled, they're public schooled and homeschooled, and they're all different ages, and so it's really good to see them, engage and socialize with everybody from all different ages. So yeah, okay, and the last one is, what is your homeschool approach? So I would say eclectic. I kind of grab from here, there, and everywhere, as I kind of mentioned earlier. We very much look like school at home homeschoolers, I suppose, because my children love workbooks and textbooks and checklists, and they like structure to their school. We only have found one unit study program that we can use and works for us, and that's Beth's online homeschool. No, online unit studies. But yeah, my kids aren't crazy about those. And they're not really crazy about just, following their own interests. They like a strict schedule. But I do pull from different areas. Like I pull some things from Schoolhouse Teachers, and some things from Notebooking Pages, and some things from Easy Peasy, and some are workbook textbooks. So it's really finding what works for us. And so I guess that's kind of a style, or kind of a not. Maybe it's our own style. All right. So that's all 10 questions, and if you've hung out with me all this time, I appreciate it so much. I'm not going to tag anybody moving forward. She tagged me like a month ago. I know. I did tell her that I would do my best to get back, so thank you so much, Shelly, for the tag. Look for her Facebook page in the description of this video, and if you want to tell me or answer any of those questions, I would love to learn more about you. So it was great meeting you, and I hope you guys have a great day, and until the next video, have a good day. Bye.